Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Crimson Bat. Now, this is the third bat. We have the original bat, we have the Python Patrol bat, and now we have the Crimson Bat. And yes, the Crimson Bat and the Python Patrol bat, they were never bats in the original line, but I don't care. I'm a sucker for bats. Although I'm not a real G.I. Joe fan. I just found that out on one of my comments. Listen, I know I'm not a real G.I. Joe fan, but unfortunately, I am now. I am a fan now. And so I'm gonna review the figures. That's a little passive aggressive, isn't it? But hell, you know what? I'm gonna leave it in because I just don't care. So anyway, let's get into this. Anyway. Plastic-free packaging. We can't see the figure. Now, I'm going to shake it up. Doesn't sound like Rattler. It doesn't sound like the Outback. And I will be opening this because the other thing that I found out is I'm a liar because clearly I broke my cover girl. And I was told, hey, you know what? Just stop it, considering I mentioned, hey, you know what? You mentioned it breaking and then it just happens to be broken. I did have to watch it back, and I did say that, but anyone that's been watching my channel knows everything I'm doing is first reaction videos. Again, more passive aggressiveness. I guess just my mood today. So anyway, let's get into this. I got my Crimson Bat here, my Crimson Hakuna Matata shirt. I guess I should be more calm than when Hakuna Matata. I guess I should be more calm than when I am with this passive aggressive that I'm doing right now, but let's just get into it. This is the longest intro that I've had. Well, I haven't even discussed the figure, but anyway. All right, plastic-free packaging. The artwork is absolutely awesome. It is the same artwork that we've had before. We have what the figure looks like right here. This is number 60 of the line, and here's the crappy file card. I've never read the file cards. Maybe you do. Maybe there's other YouTubers that go over it. Maybe you understand it. If you do, God bless you. Go for it. That's awesome. I don't care. I think it's a waste of space. Give us a real file card. On the back here, we have the figure and everything that it comes with. Now, the first thing that just kind of stands out is that they do give us the battle damaged head and body armor, which they did not give us with the Python Patrol. So why they decided to omit that, maybe to save, 0.2 cents on each thing. Who knows? It's Hasbro. No one knows what the hell they're doing right now. Now, I mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. I do like to tell you how tall the actual figure is. Again, not how tall he is as an actual figure, but how tall the figure is. And this one is 6.67. So he's over 6.5 inches tall. We've already seen him. If you have a bat, he stands out. He's big. Not as big as Serpento, but he's a big, bulky guy. So anyway, let's just get into this. Let's open this. I think I've thrown enough passive aggressiveness out today, but I will show that I will cut this. So if there's anything broken in it, you'll know that I'm not lying about it. Because I don't want anyone to think that I'm lying about my reviews. Of course, I don't know. If anyone knows what I would get by lying in my reviews over the whole channel that I've done, please leave a comment. I would love to hear it. But anyway, before we get started, if you like the channel, if you like the content that I'm giving you, even though it's all BS, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop another G.I. Joe video from a non-true fan. Alright, so I got the figure out. I know I mentioned that I was going to show that I opened it up, but I said some inappropriate things as I was doing it, and I can't really post that. So, it's just one of those things. I can't do it. So, again, the one that I do like is how easily the figure comes out. So, to be honest, this here, I wouldn't mind seeing. Just give us a window so we can see exactly what the figure looks like. Leave it in this. Now, I does feel like the G.I. Joe brand is doing better than Marvel and Star Wars, where they're putting like a nice little Cobra symbol in the back so it actually stands out. I do think that's really nice if that's what you got to do, but just give us a window right here where we can see the actual figure it's not that much plastic, and you would be saving the environment. All right, so here's our locker bin. Again, very big. I've mentioned before, great idea. Poorly executed, in my personal opinion. This is made for like a 12-inch figure. Even the bats can't be picking this up, but it does tell you that is number 60, not number 9. And then you have the keypad to unlock it. Again, I don't know why the bats would be unlocking their stuff. All right, so here's everything. It is in this nice tissue paper. Now, I'm not really sure how they would have done this, but I mentioned this on all the other ones because originally these were supposed to come where they're, you know, the longer weapons, the swords and stuff would have come in cardboard around it so they don't bend or warp. Unfortunately, they just don't care. I mean, I don't know who's making the decisions, but some people just don't seem to care. All right, so everything is the same as these other bats. But on this one here, you have where everything's going to go. They painted the tubing here red. Where on the Crimson, on the Python Patrol, it is a darker red, more of a maroon. And then on the mainline release, it's just black. It would have been cool if this was gray or silver. That really would have popped. All the weapons here that we've seen. Here's the flamethrower. So these are all going to be, well, close to the same here. So these two are the same, it looks like. Does this have any color on it? Yeah, there's no color on the Crimson, the Python Patrol Bat. The gun here, the laser, that has silver, where this one is just all black. And then we have the claw, which you can see is also black over here. That bothers me. Okay. Now here we have the battle damaged head, which honestly I think looks really good because you got the silver paint app. You got the eye, which is a different color red. You got the silver slits in here. And then you have the black that's going down across. And then you got the silver in the back. Where the battle damaged bat here has a blue eye. It's silver, or it's more of a dark gray. But it really blends in where it just all looks black. Where this one here, it really kind of pops out. And then it has the same paint apps, although having the cracks throughout the face sculpt being broken up look really nice. Now this makes me want to get a second one, which I probably will when I find it on clearance or on sale or anything like that. But this, I think that really, really pops compared to this battle damage right here. And then here we have the battle damaged chest piece, which I do like that it's painted, it's beat up, and you compare it to the regular battle damage, which has some silver marks, a little bit of paint apps on it, but this one, it just pops because you can see how damaged that Cobra logo is, and to be honest, I think it's just going to look so much better actually on that. So I'm pretty stoked on that. I think that looks really good. And then you have the regular black one, which now has a Cobra logo, but on the bottom it has the model number, and it's number 3. And the year is 2022. So it is cool. It's telling you this is the third one. I think that's really cool. It's got a barcode. I wonder if you scan the barcode if anything would come up. I think I might try that. And if we wanted to pop this on, let's say, a regular bat, it's okay. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I just think the chest plate kind of sticks out too much, although having it exposed always kind of made me laugh. And then we have the gun, the pistol. with the flashlight on it, which always made me laugh because, well, it's a battle android trooper. They probably know exactly where they're aiming it, but maybe it's for someone else if they need it. And it is painted black. Again, it has the port for the muzzle flash, where this one here is also painted black, but it has a yellow handle on it. So all that looks really cool. Now let's take a look at the figure. And I know we've never had this. I've heard people complain, ooh, his head is kind of wobbly. That's actually his neck. You know, what can you say? You can't ask everything to be perfect, right? Gotta have a problem with almost every figure, right? So, quickly looking here, I don't have any issues. That's a little wobbly, but the neck, no issues. And I can't think of, I don't have any issues with that. But here, clearly I have a very wobbly neck piece. Pop this off here. So this is actually what's wobbly. It's not the head. So we'll put the battle damage head on. Maybe. Oh, that thing doesn't really want to go on. I know I just worked out today, so I'm a little exhausted, but man, so you really got to heat this head up. You know, this is becoming, and it's not just their line. There's a few other lines that you try and swap the heads, and man, they just don't want to go on the actual ball joint that they just came off of, or the secondary figure, secondary head. So, all right, let's just get into this. I think this figure looks absolutely awesome. I think the red deco looks really cool, and he's supposed to be Crimson, where he'll match the Crimson Guard and the Crimson Twins and different things like that. So, quickly looking at his head sculpt, we've all seen how good the head sculpt looks. The Bat is really one of the best looking figures that they had. And it's got the paint app right there, so it's got the silver there. Slits there are silver. The face mask is silver. Everything looks really good. I don't see any bleeding, so the paint's pretty good for the most part. We can look at his articulation. And he gets a T-pose pretty easily. Double elbow joints, and they're all pinless, which is good. And then obviously, these things are supposed to come off. And his hands do come off relatively easy. And why? Because you're going to be swapping out different weapons. And they do go in and out fairly easily. That's what she said. You got the ab crunch. We got the Jean-Claude Van Damme, which he does struggle because of how this is. But the difference between this and Super 7 is it doesn't just snap when you try and move the leg. That's my one dig at Super 7 and their crappy-ass bat. Here you have the double-jointed knees. This is one of the few figures in Hasbro, well, in the classified line, that I had to heat up because I didn't realize that certain points had joints. But I think only one of them came like that, so. Then you have the thigh swivel. You have the boot cut, ankle joint. Everything looks really good. The thing about these is you know they're going to pump out numerous bats because they have to reuse this mold. But the thing is, this is one of the ultimate army builders, and I absolutely love the way the bat looks. So, we'll take a quick look here and see on the arm here, he has the Cobra logo there, and then the Crimson Guard logo over here. I believe that's the Crimson Guard. And you have some paint app up here, so it's not just the same red. This is a different color red. Same with the cuffs. Again, why the android needs to have a shirt on, nobody knows, but it does look really good. Where the Cobra logo is on the opposite side on this bat. And so the Python Patrol has the emblem on the same and has nothing on that side. So everything's going to run down. It's all black. The paint actually looks pretty good. I don't see any issues per se out of there. Here you have the gray that's coming down. He's got his smoke grenades. I believe those are smoke grenades. They may be regular grenades, but I believe those are smoke grenades. Again, why does a bat need that? Who knows? I don't see any bleeding. On the back, you can see some of the mechanics. That all looks really good. So this thing should peg in pretty nicely, just like all the other ones. Again, we've all seen this, and I'll drop links to the other ones in this video. Down on his pants is that crimson red, but he has that darker red over here, so it does follow a nice path. Again, I think it looks really good. You get down to the boots, and you got these gray boots, these black, little black cuffs around it, and then where the silver is, or the black on the other ones, this is all black. So it just kind of breaks it up. And then you have his belt, so we can throw his pistol in here. It fits in really nicely. Again, it's another bat. I could deal with a bat after a bat after a bat. So I'm going to get to the one complaint that I do have, which, to be honest, is clearly his neck. That is a problem. Although it's not the worst thing, because frankly, that neck only moves for a second, but it is a problem. Again, just another QC issue with Hasbro. His torso, he seems a little loose. This one seems loose. The original ones don't, but I have 8 of them, I think, 6 or 8 of them, so I probably have a loose one. It seems like Hasbro repaints them. They don't go back and redo anything. So this is my complaint, and it's not a huge one because I might be covering it up. And that is the chest electronics on both the Python Patrol and the Crimson Bat look very chintzy. Where on the original bat here, okay, you look at it, and it's supposed to recreate what we had as an O-ring. It has green, it has yellow, and it has the red. It looks more in depth. Where on both of these, it just looks very chintzy. This one is just silver. This one is gray. They painted this red where that one's black, and then, a maroon up there and a red up there. But having this second piece here, it really sticks out a little more. And to be 100% honest, I like having the different colors, but I think they should have kept the inner workings the exact same, because you wouldn't change the inner workings of the figures. You would keep them all the same, and then you would redo their deco, but you wouldn't be changing, the electronics of it. So that's kind of the only gripe that I have. This one here, unfortunately, the paint app doesn't look like it goes up all the way, but I'm going to be covering that up anyway. So we can throw this on here. Now see, I think these actually look kind of better with the big chest piece, because we're just not used to it. Where this one here, we're used to it being exposed. Again, it was always a stupid design. I mean, even for Cobra to go, hey, we'll just leave that right there, just completely exposed. I don't like the way that one looks either, so I always leave the Python Patrol one. Again, this guy is as badass as Tiger Force Outback, who just has a big tiger saying, hey, I am Tiger Force. So, there it is. Not the greatest figure. I mean, I love the way it looks, but again, a slight loose ab crunch, and the first time I've had a neck issue with the classified where it's just loose. And again, all the bats that I haven't had a loose one yet. So there we go. We'll wrap it up. Again, I'll drop links to both the bat, where I do compare the original bat, if you want to watch that one, and then also I will drop a link to the Python Patrol bat if you want to see that review. All right, so quickly, as I went to arm him, and I didn't show him fully armed up because, again, I reviewed this figure now 2 times, different versions, but I went to take the hand, which I had already removed, right? And I went to pop it on the bottom here, and it won't even stay. It's that loose. So I put it on the top here, right? And it's still pretty loose. It comes out. So I popped it back on, and yet it tends to go on there and doesn't fall off. But it is really loose. So once again, another quality control issue, in my personal opinion. Wonder how this one works. Same thing. So they changed the peg size. It's not they changed the peg size. I feel like they changed the peg size. Again, this is Hasbro. So this stays in there, although it's still loose. So I would say they changed the size on this, maybe. I don't know. They changed the size on something, but it definitely doesn't. It does not pop in real good. It's extremely loose, and this is just becoming what seems to be an absolute nightmare for Hasbro. And I gotta say, I'm gonna be doing a live stream soon that's going to talk about Hasbro and some of its issues. And let's just say, I'm not even gonna get into what I'm gonna compare it to, what I will compare Hasbro to, but I think when you hear me compare them, you might be going, wow, yes, they could be bad signs. So, all in all, do I like this figure? I like the way it looks. Am I happy that he has a loose head? No. No. Am I happy that the hand pretty much just drops right in? I feel like the hand peg, that's what they changed. Like they changed the size of that peg. It barely even has a notch on it. And I was very riveting. Well, neither does that. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't understand what they're doing. Their quality control, I don't know if they fired the 13-year-old that's doing it over there in China. Who knows? All I know is that the quality control is absolute trash. You've seen that this wave here has been a complete cluster. And I think that's being pretty kind. Like, it doesn't even stay on. Like, it falls out. So there's a 100% chance that I'm going to lose the hand if I leave it in there. This stays on there pretty good. So I think they changed something with the peg size in the hand. So do I like the figure? I love the way he looks. I think he stands out. Am I going to want another one if I catch it on sale? Probably. Am I going to buy another one full price? Probably not, because unfortunately, it has quality issues too. And there's no one to really talk to. That's really where the problem falls. You know, there are other companies that they may have issues, but when you do contact them, you're talking to a real person that actually can either talk to the owner or you're talking to the owner themselves. And when you see the next wave of figures, they've addressed them. They've addressed those problems. Hey, sometimes they may have a new problem, and hey, you know what? That happens when you're trying to get things better. But it seems like at Hasbro, they just kind of went backwards. They were doing it really well, and now they're going backwards, and it's like, who are we talking to? Because when I call and I'm going to complain about my cover girl having the one arm, I'll be interested to see what they say. I'm not going to send it back for a refund because I can fix it myself. The problem is I shouldn't have to. None of us should. All right? It's one thing with a smaller company and they say, hey, I'm going to send you a replacement part. We know about the issue and we're addressing the issue. So when we do a next run of figures, it's going to be taken care of. I don't see that with Hasbro. And again, that might be another live stream topic to talk about. So anyway, do I like the figure? Do I like the colors of them? I really do. Am I disappointed that he's a bobblehead? Yeah, because I don't like bobbleheads. I don't think, I take back. I have a Kurt Angle bobblehead somewhere in storage. Kurt Angle. But he's Kurt Angle. You know, it's true. It's damn true. So I'm going to get out of here. This is me rambling on. This has been a shit show of a review, if you want to know the truth. From my passive aggressiveness at the beginning, alright, to this wobbly, destroyed bat. I mean, he's almost as bad as that $65 SDCC Super 7 bat that I got that I absolutely hate. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Anyway, the social medias, you know them. A Punk with Toys on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Go there. Subscribe, like, do all that stuff that you're supposed to for those. Help those platforms grow so I can grow over here. And again, if you've watched this far, thank you so much. I appreciate all your loyalty, all your support. It really does mean the world to me. So anyway, the best way to help is hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, always hit the like button for any content creator that you enjoy, and hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I drop another classified video, and probably a defective one too. Probably gonna be something wrong with it, but I'm gonna get out of here. But don't leave. Take a second, go through this playlist of classified figures. You'll find a whole bunch of good ones. And here, watch this video. Probably be Outback or something.